Alarm in U.S. over an alleged Iranian murder plot as Trump skips his son's wedding. Washington is on edge after reports emerged of an alleged assassination scheme tied to Iranian operatives, a development that fed into heightened security concerns and coincided with President Trump's decision to miss his son's wedding amid fears for his personal safety. A man in the U.S. has been jailed for allegedly planning an assassination on Iran's orders, authorities say, with investigators claiming the suspect acted at the direction of foreign handlers in a plot that prompted swift law enforcement action and legal detention. "If I attend, I get killed," Trump had said before his son's wedding, expressing a stark personal fear that underscored the seriousness of the threat swirling around him and helping explain his choice to stay away from the family event. The Trump administration is in panic after back-to-back security scares, officials and observers suggest, as a string of alarming incidents has forced rapid reassessments of protective measures and raised questions about how effectively threats are being detected and managed. A shooting near the White House days after Correspondents' Dinner fracas has intensified concerns about domestic security, creating a tense atmosphere in the Capitol as authorities investigate links, motives, and whether the incidents reflect a broader pattern of escalating violence. A New York man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison, Iran International reports, a punishment that reflects the gravity of charges tied to an alleged plot with international links and underscores U.S. prosecutors' determination to hold those accused of transnational violence to account. A man from New York City, Staten Island, was convicted of being part of an Iran government plot, according to court findings that portray a troubling example of foreign-directed operations reaching onto American soil and exploiting local recruits to carry out violent objectives. 37-year-old Jonathan Lodeholt was allegedly told to kill Masih Alinejad, prosecutors say, a direction that transformed vague threats into an active and targeted campaign against a high-profile dissident living in exile. Masih Alinejad is a journalist, author, and activist who has been openly critical of the Iranian government, using her platform to document human rights abuses and to mobilize international attention against Tehran's domestic repression. Lodeholt and his associate Carlyle Rivera were reportedly offered $100,000 to locate and kill Alinejad, a sum that prosecutors say served as the financial incentive behind a months-long conspiracy to carry out an assassination. Rivera and Lodeholt conducted months of surveillance, purchased a firearm, and used a burner phone, building a crude operational capability that prosecutors say showed clear intent and premeditation in plotting the attack. Fake license plates were used as the duo followed Alinejad to a public event and stalked her home, actions that prosecutors say illustrate the lengths to which the conspirators went to track and attempt to isolate their target. An Iranian asset, Farhad Shakari, was tasked with directing the duo in their assassination bid, according to authorities who describe him as the intermediary coordinating orders and facilitating connections between the plotters and their alleged foreign handlers. Interestingly, Shakari informed police he was also tasked to kill Donald Trump in 2024, a claim that, if corroborated, would suggest a broader pattern of extreme assignments being directed at U.S. figures from overseas actors. The Iranian government has allegedly repeatedly attempted to abduct and kill Alinejad, activists and officials contend, pointing to a history of threats and plots that have put the dissident's life at continual risk. One of the Iranian government's alleged past plots reportedly included hiring a Russian mob hitman, an episode that highlights the transnational and clandestine methods authorities say Tehran has employed in pursuing opponents abroad. In connection with the case, John A. Eisenberg, Assistant Attorney General for National Security, said, and I quote, "Tehran attempted to murder a U.S. journalist in the United States simply because she exposed a few of that regime's many abuses. The defendant now stands convicted and sentenced to a lengthy prison sentence for his role in this plot. The department and its colleagues will work tirelessly to protect Americans and to seek justice when our laws are broken," unquote. U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton for the Southern District of New York said, and I quote, "The government of Iran tried to silence Ms. Alinejad because of her efforts to stand up to the Iranian regime and expose its discriminatory treatment of women, corruption, and human rights abuses. While this plot was directed from Iran, the would-be assassins were American citizens who agreed to kill Ms. Alinejad for money, out of greed. Today's sentence should be a serious warning to anyone who tries to profit by carrying out the wishes of a hostile foreign regime on United States soil. The government of Iran has repeatedly attempted to locate and murder Masih Alinejad, right here in New York City," unquote. FBI Assistant Director Donald Holstead said, and I quote, "With today's sentencing, Jonathan Lodeholt will pay the price for participating in a plot orchestrated by Iran to kill a journalist and human rights activist who criticized the Iranian government's policies. The FBI will use all our resources to detect and prevent anyone working for foreign powers who attempts to harm individuals living in the United States, and we will coordinate closely with the Justice Department to make Sure, such criminals face the full weight of American justice, unquote. Lode Holt previously pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit stalking, admitting in court that he had joined a coordinated effort to surveil and intimidate a targeted individual as part of a broader plot. Lode Holt had also pled guilty to hatching a conspiracy for money laundering, acknowledging that he participated in schemes to conceal and transfer funds tied to the criminal plan that financed the operation. Lode Holt's sentencing came days after the US president skipped his son's wedding, an absence that drew intense public attention amid concurrent security concerns and media scrutiny of related threat developments. Trump skipped his 48-year-old son Donald Jr.'s wedding with Bettina Anderson, a personal decision officials linked to elevated safety fears that fed broader narratives about alleged assassination plots and protective precautions. Meanwhile, on May 23, a man shot at a White House security checkpoint, an alarming breach attempt that immediately triggered a high-level security response and raised questions about perimeter vulnerabilities. The gunman was subsequently shot dead after an exchange of fire with the Secret Service, a rapid and lethal confrontation that ended the immediate threat but intensified discussions about motive, targeting, and capital area security measures. Reports and political speculation suggest that heightened tensions with Iran and ongoing security concerns may be influencing Donald Trump's personal schedule, including whether he attends his son's wedding. Trump has reportedly made comments suggesting he faces impossible choices over security risks, with dramatic remarks about potential assassination fears circulating in political commentary and media reports. The controversy comes amid unverified reports and claims suggesting Iranian-linked discussions about targeting U.S. leadership, which have intensified security narratives surrounding the president. Some reports and claims circulating online allege extreme proposals being discussed in Iranian political circles, including a controversial bounty-style incentive linked to U.S. leadership figures. Questions are now being raised in media commentary about whether past security scares involving major political events have contributed to heightened caution and fear among top U.S. political figures. Reports referencing a past security incident claim that chaos erupted during a high-profile political dinner event, where an armed individual allegedly caused panic inside the venue. According to these accounts, security teams quickly moved to evacuate Donald Trump from the location as authorities responded to the unfolding threat situation at the event.
Mr. President, in fact, on that... Are you attending your son's wedding this weekend, by the way?
He'd like me to go, but it's going to be just a small little private affair, and I'm going to try and make it. I'm in the midst. I said, you know, this is not good timing for me. I have a thing called Iran and other things. That's one I can't win on. If I do attend, I get killed. If I don't attend, I get killed. By the fake news, of course, I'm talking about. No, but he's got a very a person who I've known for a long time, and hopefully they're going to have a great marriage.
Trump sharply escalated tensions with Tehran after making fresh remarks on Iran's nuclear program. The US president claimed Washington would ultimately take control of Iran's enriched uranium reserves.
Can they keep their highly enriched uranium?
No, we get the highly enriched. We will get it. We don't need it. We don't want it. We'll probably destroy it after we get it, but we're not going to let them have it.